So I wanted to sort of convey this message somehow. When I woke up this morning, I was in kind of a dreamlike state, where I had all this crazy understanding, which sort of started to fade, like it does. I understood in a really deep way how the 3D world is a complete illusion. And it's so easy to get caught up in, reality. When we don't know what any of the things that are happening every day mean. We don't know what they mean. And it's very easy to lapse back into the illusion that you understand the meaning of the events that are taking place in your life, especially when they're bad. When something happens that seems like it's in opposition to whatever thing is that you want to have happen, it's really difficult not to say, well, I made a mistake in wanting this. Here's further evidence that it's not going to happen, or that it was wrong. Or worse, that I'm screwed. I'll never be happy. When you start going there, that's really bad. It's really difficult not to live your whole life like that. Most people live their whole lives like that. And if you're watching this video, especially if you're, if you found me because of Neville Goddard or whatever, the law of attraction genre or mental reprogramming, all that stuff, you're ahead of the curve already just because you're even entertaining this idea, much less being perfect about living it every day. So when I woke up this morning, I had in that dreamlike state, a very strong sense that this is all an illusion. And the one thing that I saw was a visual, basically that, and this is so obvious when you flip back into the right mentality, but all of these events that are happening all the time are puzzle pieces. They're part of the bridge of incidents. I'm starting to really hate that term too, because it's so cheesy and everybody uses it. It's part of the way that life works. You're always creating your reality, always. And whether you're doing it on autopilot and just allowing whatever your programming in your mind is to create the outer effects of that programming, or whether you start to try to, grab the reins, you're always creating, and everything that's happening outside of you is just a puzzle piece in that creation. And it can be really, really easy to completely forget that. Especially if I've been struggling for the last few weeks with this kind of subtle, all the time sense of anxiety, because I have been feeling a sense of obligation to entertain some things in my life that I really don't want. I think by the time you're middle-aged like me, you've developed probably a pretty rigid set of beliefs about the way things are. And you've probably developed a sort of code of behavior or ethics, things that you think are okay for yourself. I don't know, maybe you're a total asshole and you don't care. That's cool, I guess. But, I'm just assuming everybody's like me. I try to be an honorable person. I try to always do the right thing. I try to hold myself to a really high standard, and that can appear to be a good thing when it is actually a very limiting thing. Even the things that you have deemed to be good and positive about yourself have to be examined, because they also create your reality, and you could be wrong about something that you've decided is a good thing. And in my case, always doing what I say I'm gonna do is a really important one for me. You know, I'm not a flake. I won't, if I tell you I'm gonna do something, I will do it. If I take you into my life as a friend, I'm gonna be there for you. It's that kind of thing. And that can really get me in trouble when I start feeling a sense of obligation to people that are dragging me down. This has been a problem for me for a long time. And so for the last few weeks, because I've sort of missed it, I missed again. I've been saying on this channel for a long time that when you feel negative emotions, it's almost always because there is a screwy belief. And somehow I missed this. Over the last few weeks, I was just like, no, I'm just dealing with situations. I'm dealing with 3D, and, you know, this is just how it goes sometimes. No. If you're feeling a sense of anxiety for 3 weeks, something is wrong. And it just didn't really dawn on me till yesterday that the problem was that I was feeling a sense of obligation to entertain the idea of things being in my life that I don't want there, which is my prerogative. And the only reason I was doing that was sort of out of a sense of obligation to treat other people a certain way. And I'm rethinking that now, and the belief, thank God, being recognized for the faulty thing it is, has resulted in immense relief. I feel so much better today. And that's probably why I was thinking about this last night when I was falling asleep. And that's probably why I woke up with this little insight finally, because my brain fog cleared. So, what the hell was I saying? Okay, so the 3D puzzle piece. If you are mired in your life, your outer life, your 3D world, your day-to-day life, and you're operating under these false beliefs that are making you feel bad, your crappy emotions are going to prevent you from being in touch with this underlying sense of peace and connectedness that you will just experience if you're in the right frame of mind. And when you're in that frame of mind, you're much more able to view the 3D events from a neutral place. And my insight this morning was that everything happening in 3D, everything, I'm being loud about this because this was such an intense truth that I felt, that I'm trying to convey it out to y'all. Everything happening in 3D is a puzzle piece. Even the things that really seem like they are just counter to whatever you're trying to do. And as I'm saying this, the sun has begun shining onto my face. That's not an accident. It's illuminating me so that you hear this. This is for you. Whoever is hearing these words, my connection to the superconscious, to God, to you, has caused me to create this video and say this to you right now. Everything happening in 3D is a puzzle piece. It's part of the point A to point B, getting you from wherever you started this whole thing to wherever you're trying to go. And that is my message for this suddenly very sunny Wednesday morning. Have a great day.